uploaded a video and I'm finally going back to special effects makeup. I've been watching iZombie and I'm so obsessed with that show right now. So I thought I would do iZombie from the comic book look. So this is the cover of the first issue. And if you guys are doing this for some sort of cosplay, Halloween, something or other, I would highly recommend just buying a white wig and maybe adding some black and purple streaks. Just for the purpose of the video, just to give it a polished, semi-polished, finished look, I tied back the rest of my hair, and then I just, painted on, and you'll see how I do that. If you have any other looks that you would like me to do, please comment down below. All the other details that I might leave out in the video will be all in the description. Links to my social media, come follow me, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started because I didn't really want to talk this long. Anyway, thank you for watching. Mwah! For all the colors that I used in this look, aside from just like the black and white highlighting and outlining and all that good stuff, I had to custom make everything and mix my colors and everything like that. Everything has a very purpley undertone. So for the zombie side, the blue side, I did mainly like a blue with a little bit of red and white. And then for the pink side, it was like pink and white to lighten it up. And then I added a little bit of blue to add a little bit of a purple tint to it. And the link to the palette is down in the description below if you would like to check that out. To outline the eyes, you want to do the crease above your natural crease and look straight in, and you can always look down and tighten it up the way that I'm doing here. I'm tightening up that line by using that pink base as kind of like an eraser, just to clean that up a little bit. So if you make any kind of mistakes and you smudge out a line, don't panic. You can always use your base color as kind of like an eraser. For the eyebrows, I'm just using short strokes just to kind of mimic the way that the hairs look. And for the eyes, to get the eye shape right, I use on my waterline a black on the outer portion of my eye and a white on the inner portion of my eye, and that really helped get that black, or it really helped get the eye shape exactly how I wanted it. This part is completely optional. I went ahead and drew on the eyelashes, partly because I didn't have any false eyelashes to use for this look, and partly because it looks more cartoony. So that part is obviously completely optional. I would at least suggest drawing on the bottom lashes, and then if you want to use false lashes, just use it on the pink side on the top. Now, as you can see, I laid down all of the blue, and then I used like a wet wipe or paper towel to kind of clear out the space for the teeth. And just in case you can't tell, I added in a little bit of yellow with the white to add in kind of like a rotting teeth color. And as I stated before, you want to use your base color, so like the blue for the blue side, the pink for the pink side, etc., etc., to clean up all of your edges, as you see that I'm doing here, pretty much anywhere that you would need some cleaning up. Here I am really just filling in just some more of the details, some shading and sharpening the outline
adding a little bit of white where it was too yellow and vice versa and all that good stuff. Not really much to explain here. When you're working on areas, like if you're wanting to make the illusion that you don't have a nostril or that it's ripped or that, you know, it's the bone underneath or the cartilage or whatever, look straight into your mirror, much like I was telling you with the eyes before. You don't want to look off to the side. It's going to throw off that optical illusion that you're trying to achieve. So just look straight into the mirror and go from there, which is why you can't really see too much because I had the camera up too high during like filming this. But yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that. Just look straight into the mirror. I couldn't for this part because, you know, you need to do, you know, the jawline. You have to see what you're doing. But, you know, whenever you're doing all the detail work that really relies on the optical illusion of looking straight forward, yeah, you don't want to turn your head too much when you're doing that. Go like my Facebook. It really, really helps to invest in some really small art brushes for detail work like this. I know that's kind of like a no-brainer, but you don't want to go through and try to do this with like an eyeshadow brush or something like that, because it could just look really, really muddied and sloppy. My voice is getting so raspy. This side doesn't really matter if you mess up too bad because it's supposed to look, you know, all rotted and flesh, whatever, rotting flesh, so don't worry too much about getting that side too perfect. As long as it doesn't get too muddied up, you're good. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I was kind of intimidated by all the textures that I saw in the picture, but once you get started, you're just like, oh, all right, yeah, this isn't too bad. Here I am just finishing up all the little last details, filling in the colors where I hadn't before, adding in highlights and shadows, just to polish off the look of the lips. This is like it's like a purplish reddish, fleshy, like rotted fleshy color. And you're basically just going to add this in as shadows where your black is. So if you have a black line, add shadows in the forehead. You're just going to add some splotches. Here I am just adding in the hairline. Look at that big old wall painting brush. You gotta have a wall painting brush to paint your hair. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I was thinking using that, but it does look pretty ridiculous. But yeah, going back in with that, it's like a muddy, purplish, reddish color. You're just going to add in all those little details. Just don't fill anything in solid. You're just going to want to like do little strokes here and there, little splotches on the forehead. When you're done doing all of that, tighten everything up. Go back in with like a black to tighten up your lines. And then lastly, whenever you're done doing all of that, you're going to use a white and highlight. Just like you see here. And that really makes everything look a little bit tighter and not so muddied. And if it ends up looking too muddied, do, as I said, suggested before, and use that base face paint and kind of clean up in between some of the lines. here I am again drawing on the eyelashes, and once I was done I was like, man, that was so not necessary. So you definitely do not have to do that. This is the last little detail that I added in. I had most of it painted, you know, halfway through, and I just kind of wanted to test it out to see how it would look on camera. And once I liked it, you know, it was good enough at least for a video. You know, this is basically how I did it. So if you have to paint your hair, this is how I did it. But I would really recommend just get a really cheap $5 to $10 wig, and then just paint the black parts like you see here. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in my next video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Bye.
Oh, they're fuzzies! Ah, it's fuzzy! Okay. I'm supposed to dab off the excess. I don't want to waste it, but